On this week's episode, we have a very special guest, William Byron, on the show. We talked the upcoming dirt race at Bristol with him, his fast rise to the Cup Series. It's a great interview. We'll hopefully have him on again this season. But before that, we recap last week's race in Atlanta and give a preview of the Food City Dirt Race this weekend. Then we talk some of the insanity of March Madness, and then finally wrap up with the Honda Classic recap and our picks for the WGC Dell Technologies Tournament. Follow us on Twitter at the Vig Bets for our picks, line updates, and general news throughout sports.
This week's episode brought to you by Action 24/7. They are a reliable sportsbook with thousands of active players from all around the world. They cater to everyone's needs with their in-demand products from in-game sports betting to live casino, esports, and much more. They provide fast payouts, great bonus structure, and 24/7 customer support. Put your action on the Food City Dirt Race, the WGC Dell Technology Tournament, and much more. Sign up today and use code THEVIG and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit.
Okay, here we go. All right. So, Folds of Honor, might as well just get right into it. Folds of
Yep.
Honor, Quick Trip 500 recap. Kind of sucked, but again, it's another mile and a half. I think we say that every single week after a mile and a half.
Yeah. Um, really sucked for Kyle Larson. He just dominated the entire race. I don't
Yeah.
even really know what happened at the end, how he got caught. And
Well, so everybody on Twitter was blaming Joey Logano because Larson lost the lead when it was time for him to lap Joey Logano.
Mhm.
And everyone was saying, Logano was blocking him, give him a hard time trying to pass him. I really didn't see anything. And I saw a couple NASCAR experts be like, it was not Logano. Like Larson just used his car up and just a little too quick. So
Mhm.
Blaney just hung around all race, took over. That's my guy. So I was happy to see that. Gave away his checkered flag at the end. That was a nice little touch. But he was plus 1400. And I think you and me both, a little preview to our interview coming up, we both took Byron to win.
Yep.
Byron was right there at plus 1400. So we almost hit.
Not really. I mean, what
No,
he comes seventh?
I don't even think he made the top 10, to be
He was top
honest.
10.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
But I ended up tailing Byron as well. What I wanted to do, what I said on last week's episode was to fade Logano. And since I only take the plus money matchups, Byron was the only plus money matchup against Logano, and he did beat Logano. So kind of right there. But I also had him beating Kyle Busch, who,
Right.
although he gets pushed to the back, he's just kept going. That's something that really blows my mind is how is a guy able to go probably like half a track down, get all the way to the top five and not win? Like you have to be going so fast to make up that time. I don't know. But he beat Byron, and then my other one was Ryan Blaney, who won the race. So 1 and 2, not great, but could have been worse. I was also going to fade Harvick. He had a valve stem go. He looked good too to start the race.
Yeah. Well, he ended up a top 10 too, I believe, didn't he?
Yeah, he finished 10th.
Yeah.
So he maybe he's back. That's what people are saying. I also saw people um, thinking that maybe Stewart Haas, because the whole team looks terrible so far this season. Maybe they're saving up for the next gen cars, saving their budget for next season. I don't know, but Harvick looked good. If he didn't have that flat, it might have been him instead of Ryan Blaney. Um, but that's all I got for that race. I'm so excited for this weekend.
It's going to be wild, I think. I mean, there's guys that haven't ever raced on dirt before who are just going to go out there and
Yeah,
see what happens.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So obviously we have the Food City Dirt Race at Bristol. This is usually 500 laps, but since it's the dirt race, they switched up. 250 laps, 133 plus miles. Odds are, pretty much what you expect for the dirt race. Kyle Larson, heavy favorite. But then it gets weird. Christopher Bell, and if you know the dirt racers, that's not weird. But to
Hmm.
do the top five, Christopher Bell plus 550, Austin Dillon plus 900, Chase Briscoe plus 1,000, Stuart Friesen plus 1,200. Crazy top five. And then you see guys like Brad Keselowski, 20th, at
Hmm.
plus 3,500. Denny Hamlin 13th. Logano 18th. It's crazy.
Right.
So
They're just not dirt guys.
do you think that's really going to matter? Like
I,
seeing
I think
Kozlowski,
that's I think that's gonna matter a ton. I think
I
you're crazy if you think it's not gonna matter.
but it's a stock car. Like it's not a normal dirt car.
It's still completely different.
Yeah. I just I think the value of someone like Kevin Harvick at 15th favorite plus 2,800. And I think what it's going to come down to as well is just the best like pure driver is going to be who can actually just get to lap 250. I wouldn't be surprised if the race ends with like 15 cars on the track. So it's going to be nuts. And I don't know if we can really. Do you have any picks for this?
So I got a couple. I just say take the sure thing. I know it's only plus
Yeah.
240 to take Larson, but what did Larson do last year when he wasn't racing Cup Series? Race dirt, won everything.
Yeah.
So he's got a ton of experience in it, and he's been pretty dominant in the Cup Series in general. So it's not as much money as you'd like to get winning a NASCAR race, but plus 240 is still a good payout. I mean, you're more than
Yeah.
doubling your money. So I say take the sure thing. But if you are not going to do that and you want to take a look at some of these other guys, I like Bowman at plus 2,500. He actually owns a dirt team, does some dirt racing himself. He's another guy that's been pretty decent on the Cup Series and he's got a lot of dirt experience. And plus 2,500 is a big payout. So
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of the other guy I'm looking at. And then um, I believe Stenhouse too is another one of those that has a lot of experience
Yeah.
on dirt, and he's plus 1,600. Um, so I kind of went back and forth between him and Bowman, but you get a lot more money if you bet Bowman. So I'm probably gonna go. I might do half a unit on each one of those guys.
Okay.
Half unit on Stenhouse, half unit on Bowman to win, and then Kyle Larson to win.
Yeah, I think you have to take Larson, even if you don't want to. You have to take Larson because you'll feel like a sucker when he just smokes
Right.
everybody.
I mean,
So
a little bit of foreshadowing to us talking to Will Byron later.
yeah,
That's why we started to dislike him because we kept saying he's not going to win again. He's only plus 200 to win the iRacing, and then he won every single week. So
yeah, that's
sometimes there's a
actually
reason a guy is plus 240, and that's because he's going to win the race.
yeah, that's actually a very good point comparing him to Byron iRacing. I didn't think about that, but so I mean, like I said, I think the best pure driver, someone who can avoid some of the wrecks, is just staying alive is going to be huge. I think Chase Elliott would probably be my pick if I'm not taking Kyle Larson. I think he's probably the best driver. He's the defending Cup Series champion, probably the quickest learner, best pure driver. I also like Blaney, but I'm a little biased. But just some stats that I saw. First of all, I watched the Bristol Nationals this past weekend. That was crazy. Kyle Busch raced in that after racing the truck series in Atlanta, flew to Bristol, raced there. He went from like 10th place to finishing second in like 5 laps. I should send you this video because it looks like he's using a different style car. He would pass people on the straightaway that were almost on. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So he's obviously a crazy driver. Um, Kyle Larson
He's a crazy
finished.
driver for
He's a
sure.
crazy driver. Kyle Larson finished second in his race. Austin Dillon won one of the late model features last weekend. Obviously, he's a third favorite. Some other guys with some dirt experience. Matty D. I think I'm a fan of Matty D. I think you are too.
Yep.
He won a limited late model championship when he was 15 against some JGR guys. So that's big. Maybe look out for him. He's not even in the top 20 for favorites. I think I saw him at plus 4,000. And then Bubba won on dirt at Eldora. Only reason I know what Eldora is because of NASCAR Heat, the video game. But the truck series runs that every year. So he won in the truck series there. So some guys have a ton of experience. Keselowski, for example, some of the most experience in the Cup Series at racing, has never raced on dirt. So it's going to be awesome. I'm pumped. The only thing that can ruin it, and it certainly will happen, is it's going to rain. I guarantee it. Haven't looked at the weather, but it
Right.
will rain.
Just
But
mud. Just
yeah,
mudding.
yeah. but I don't really have any picks to hint at even. They're doing heat races to figure out the lineup.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to like see how that goes, see how the lineups pan out, and I'll tweet my picks out from there. But it's a shit show and it's a crapshoot on your picks, pretty much.
And golf, when we get to that a little bit later, is kind of the same thing this week. Just a
Yeah,
weird week for us. Not normal, not a
yeah,
normal NASCAR event, not a normal golf tournament either.
yep. All right, so do we want to talk some March Madness?
Yeah, I mean, what a weekend! This is one of the best March Madnesses I've ever watched. It's been wild.
Yeah,
I kind of thought it might be that way. I said that in our kind of preview last week. Like it's 2021, nothing is going according to plan, and it's been just absolute madness. I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't get the name March Madness for no reason, but this year in particular, I think there's four out of the 16 teams left are an 8 seed or higher, which is pretty crazy. There's an 11 left, a 12 left, I think a 15 left.
Yeah, Oral Roberts, the
Right.
15, right?
Right. I mean, the Big Ten comes in as the heavy favorite, the most dominant conference. They have 9 teams in. They have one. They have one left.
And all of the Pac-12 advances,
Yeah.
like insane, just absolutely insane. I think my Final Four is still alive. Houston is still in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so my Final Four is still alive, which, as crazy as it's been, is kind of crazy.
Right. I think I have 7 of 8 Elite 8 teams left. The only one I'm missing
Wow.
is Kansas. I had Kansas in the Elite 8.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's been nuts. You had a tough beat. what what was that? What
The
team was it?
Liberty missed
Yeah.
a layup at the buzzer.
This is all Will Byron's fault. Everything that we've lost this week goes on his record and not ours. Will Byron went to Liberty. So
Yep. Yep.
that's why you bet on it, right?
That's 100% why I bet on it.
We got to
but it's
start
fine.
acting like we've been here before.
It's fine. It's fine. Sometimes you bet for fun. Sometimes you bet to make money. That was to bet to make fun.
Yeah. But, Syracuse on a run. That's awesome. Buddy Boeheim's been ridiculous. I drunkenly ordered a Buddy Boeheim jersey. I think when he hit like his second 3 in the first round, I was like, yes, I have to get this. So,
yeah, they've been good to me. I've taken the money line both games. So that's a quick,
yeah. And
I think 3 units there.
Yeah, at least I think. A team I was pretty big on coming into the tournament was Oregon State too. Obviously, they ended the season hot, but did you hear what they did on the inside of their jerseys?
No.
So they were projected to be the 12th ranked team in the Pac-12, so last place.
Mm-hmm.
Before they got into the Pac-12 conference tournament, their coach had the number 12 embroidered in the back of their jerseys to remind them that they were supposed to be the 12th seed. They go on and win the tournament. Then they're watching Selection Sunday and they get the 12 seed. And it went nuts. And it was like a team of destiny type thing.
Right,
like you have to take that. And here they are. So
right. They beat Oklahoma State, who had what everyone thought was the best player in the country, but he did nothing in 2 games.
Yeah, he struggled. Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
So he'll still go first.
And I made a friendly wager with the 3 of you last week that if Creighton lost in the first round, which I'm pretty sure Joe was adamant was going to happen. He was texting me all day during the game. Creighton did not lose. They were my pick to knock Gonzaga off, which is Sunday. So
yeah,
going to happen. I feel it. I was supposed to wear a Duke shirt for the rest of the tournament if Creighton lost that first game. Today I have on a beat Duke shirt. So it's a Duke shirt, but not in favor of them. So look for them. Look for that. I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, that game came down to the wire, but crazy weekend of basketball. It surprises me every year how I'm like, holy shit, this is a long day. And then it's again the next day. It's surprising every year.
Yeah, the first weekend, really, where it's just 4 straight days of basketball from noon till midnight, basically.
Yeah. Yep. But we'll probably have more to say next week once we're going to be getting into the Final Four next episode. So, all right. So now we move to William Byron. We now welcome on William Byron, Cup Series racer, I was going to list off some achievements, some accolades, but the list is a little long there. So I think we might skip that. How's it going, man? How we doing?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Going well.
Good.
Yeah. I do want to clear the air here first. We're fairly new NASCAR fans. Basically,
Yeah.
we cover all sports, and with everything getting shut down last year, NASCAR was one of the first things that came back. So
Yeah.
I personally probably could have named maybe 3 drivers before that happened. And now we know like who's good at what track, who everybody
Yeah.
is. So it's
Yeah.
been fun, especially as new
That's
fans. But I will say the first thing that came back was the iRacing. And we were not huge fans of you during the iRacing because you just won every single week. So we
Yeah.
do our picks. We do our picks every week and we'd be like, he can't win again. And then you'd win again. And we were like, this guy.
That's
So
funny.
just
No,
wanted to clear the
I
air.
enjoyed the iRacing. I mean, it's definitely my background, so I think I have a little advantage there, but it's yeah, I love it. I enjoy it. It's hopefully we're gonna start back again here soon with the iRacing. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can win some more.
Right.
Yeah. And I see, obviously, I got the Panthers shirt on. I'm a Panthers fan. You're from Charlotte. We're
Yeah.
from upstate New York. So don't ask me
Okay.
how I became a Panthers fan, but here I am.
There
So,
you go. We need
yeah.
all we can get.
Yep. So Patriots coming back to Charlotte this year. Cam Newton
Yeah.
homecoming game. That's got to be awesome, right?
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I mean, Cam coming back, I think is going to be cool. He's still got a lot to prove, I think,
Yeah.
for the Patriots and how he did last year. I mean, I think I'm interested to see how the Patriots do this year. I think I don't know if Cam's going to be the first option or if they're going to bring somebody else in. I've heard some
Right.
rumors, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully the Panthers have Deshaun Watson and we can
Right.
just win easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So I wanted to ask a little bit about, since we said we're kind of a little bit new to the NASCAR scene, I wanted some insight, kind of like what the team Hendrick dynamic is with, Chase, Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson. Is there a friendly rivalry? Do you guys kind of help each other out? And doing some research, you were always a number 9 car coming up through your career. How much crap do you give Chase Elliott about that number 9?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny. No, I think first the teammates, we get along pretty well. All of us, really work well together. I think Kyle coming in has really helped us get up to speed. He's given us some good feedback. He's helping making the cars better, things like that. So that's been really good. I think we all get along really well. But we race really hard. I mean, I don't leave anything on the table, even when it comes to a teammate of how I race. But I think, I mean, Chase, he's got more history with the 9 car than I do, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
it was good when it lasted. I still think that number's must be pretty fortunate, lucky, but,
Right.
but yeah, it's, I had a lot of wins with that number, but it's good to have the 24 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of history with the 24 car too. So it's not like you got a bad number out there.
That's right. That's right.
So you kind of started a little later than a lot of these guys when it comes to racing, and you're still pretty young. I mean, you're 23 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you kind of got to the top pretty quickly. Have you had a chance to like reflect on all the success you've had, or has it just kind of been a whirlwind and here we are in a pretty short period of time?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, when you get to the Cup Series, everything is so tough that, honestly, you spend most of your time just trying to learn how to get better and try to improve different areas of your racing. So for me, I mean, I think I've honestly spent more time just trying to improve, than really thinking too much about what I've accomplished. But yeah, I mean, it took a few years in the Cup Series to really feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's consistent really with all the rookies that come in. So I think, I'm just always trying to get better. And, it is nice to kind of have, some results to look back on and be proud of,
Mhm.
but I'm always trying to get better and, always trying to make the playoffs. So, it's been good. We've made the playoffs, this will be our 3rd year.
Right.
So that's been really good. And, so I think it's gone well.
Yeah, awesome. So obviously you and your old crew chief, Rudy Fugel, back together from the truck series. You got him his first Cup Series win. We're seeing, like Keselowski's crew chief suspended for this upcoming race. What does that mean? Like, is that a major blow to a team? Is it something that you guys are prepared for to work around, or does that really hurt you to, prep for the upcoming race?
Well, I think with technology, we are still engaged with them
Right.
via text or call.
Okay.
And there a lot of these teams have intercom systems where they're still on the radio, just not to the driver. So I think there's not that much difference in that aspect, but there still is a difference in not having that guy there physically,
Mhm.
and not maybe hearing him on the radio like you normally would. So I wouldn't like to have that situation. I'd definitely like to avoid having that because I think, it's very difficult to win with a substitute kind of crew chief. But, I feel like our team's strong enough we could do it, but it is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Kind of going back to you talking about, being a rookie and being around a couple of years now. I just wanted to ask about the rookie stripes on race cars. Like, is that kind of an embarrassing thing? Is it good to get those off your cars? Does it feel
Yeah.
kind of like the student driver sign when you're in high school a little bit?
It does. I mean, I think those guys always have kind of a target on their backs, especially when it comes to speedway races. Nobody wants to work with the rookies on the speedways. But yeah, I mean, I think there's some of that. And I feel like that's that's consistent. Everybody would probably tell you that it's kind of a detriment. But if
Right.
the other part of it is if you are a rookie and you're running really well, you get noticed. So it's
Yeah.
if you're running up in the top 5 or leading laps as a rookie, that's a pretty good sign. So yeah, I think it can go both ways.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things, so obviously we focus a lot on the gambling side of sports, and I like picking matchups and the races each weekend. One of the things I look at is drivers' pit stall
Mhm.
positions. And I have made it like a pretty important thing in my head to look for, like, oh, he's got a great pit stall position. Maybe he's got a vacant one in front of him or behind him for an easy entry or exit. How
Yeah.
important is that actually, though, your pit stall position? And would you rather have that easy entry or
Mhm.
exit?
Oh, it's critical. I mean, I think especially in races where it comes down to the end and you've got to have a good pit stop. It's critical. So
Right.
so yeah, I think it's important every race, but especially especially some of these racetracks that pit road's tight. So yeah, I think it's a good strategy to look at that. I will say I think everything being equal, a bad pit stall will lose you the race, but if you got a good enough car, you can usually overcome it on the racetrack. So
Okay.
it's it kind of comes down to how good the race car is, and sometimes it's a good excuse if you have an average race car.
Right. Yeah. So we've
Um,
got
I don't.
the,
I don't.
go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know if you saw anything about Denny Hamlin's tweet yesterday about drivers having beef with him go on to win the Cup championship.
Yeah.
Have you thought about picking a fight, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, it might be a good idea. Maybe I should race
Right.
him way more aggressive than I already do.
Yeah. Some good advice there. And then, so this is going to be coming out right before the Bristol Dirt Race next week. Are you going to be racing in that? Because I know some guys aren't, right?
Well, we all will be, but
Okay.
I think there's also the truck race there that certain guys are going to race,
Yeah.
as well. So I won't be racing anything other than a cup race, but I'm excited for it. I mean, I think it's going to be challenging. So I'm
Mhm.
kind of excited to see
Yeah.
how it goes. To be honest.
Yeah. You don't have much dirt race experience, do you? Is this going to be something brand new to you? Do you have like any experience in that?
Yeah, it'll be brand new. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I don't
crazy.
have any experience whatsoever. So it's pretty much brand new. And I'm kind of excited for it, but I know the dirt guys are gonna have a big advantage.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you getting any type of practice there beforehand? I know like there's pretty limited practice situations now and everything. So are they going to extend that a little bit so you can get used to driving on the dirt, or is it just kind of normal week?
Yeah, we have there's going to be 2 practice sessions, so we're going to have 2 practice sessions on Friday. So it's going to I mean, you'll be able to learn some from that. So that's going to be good.
Nice. So I guess one of our last questions here. We're obviously now we're huge Byron fans coming on the show. We've got to be huge Will Byron fans. Is there anyone that you kind of have a little bit of beef with driving that we might need to send some tweets their way? Be like, look out, our boy Will Byron's coming this weekend.
Well, not right now. I mean, we'll see. As the season goes along, it could change. So,
Let us know.
stay
Let us
tuned.
know, and we'll do what we can to set you up for the
Stay
weekend.
tuned. There might be. I mean,
Right.
I hope we can not have any beefs, but there might be at some point. There always is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Like we said, big fan. You got fans for life now.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
And good luck with the rest of the season. Congrats on making the playoffs, and go get some more wins.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for coming on. You too.
See ya.
Yeah, great interview. So, moving on, some golf, right?
Right. Let me go back up here to the recap. So last week, Honda Classic. I think I said last week that it was like the 3rd toughest tournament on tour. There was no wind, nothing, day 1 and I think day 2, and people were just cruising through the course. Guys were shooting like 6, 7 under, and then the weekend hit, and it was just brutal. I think Saturday, the afternoon group Saturday, I think there was only 4 players that shot under par.
Wow.
It's just insane. It's just one of those courses when the wind is blowing, there's nothing you can do, but pars are good. Avoid the doubles and triples. And
so do you know this guy who won?
Matt Jones, not really. I mean, I've heard of him. I think he's Australian. He's won before. But he was one of those guys. He was 9 under day 1. And what did he win at? 11 under?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he took advantage of that first day when it was real easy, and just I think he tied the course record. It was his personal best score. So just took advantage of that easy first day and kind of went on to just hung on from there.
Yeah.
I mean, so generally speaking, if you shoot 2 under the last 3 days of a tournament, you're not going to win, but
right. Yeah. That's crazy. My guys sucked.
I said that Saturday. I was like, uh-oh. Billy did 2 matchups, and the 2 guys he picked to win didn't even make the cut.
Yep. Yeah. So Rafa and Christopher both missed the cut, and then Van Ruyen I think he tied 60th, and that was the first person I was like watching. I was like, oh, he tied 60th. I might have a chance.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, these guys didn't even make the cut. And then Denny McCarthy, 3rd place. So, I mean, he just had a great weekend.
Yeah.
So 0-2. I'm now still negative. I think I went negative like half a unit. Now I'm down 2.5.
So I had another positive week. I'm 4 for 4 so far this year. I hit Russell Henley top 10. He ended up coming in 3rd. He was one of those few guys that I think he was like 3 under on Sunday. Might have been. He was one of the lowest rounds on Sunday and just shot up the leaderboard just by a simple 3 under.
Right.
So he tied 3rd. That was plus 350. So I went up another 1.5 units this week. I'm up to 9.65 so far on the year. I had Neiman to win in top 5. He came in 25th, just never really got it going. The one that really surprised me and kind of pissed me off was Chris Kirk. He was the one I thought I was going to hit. Like, I didn't think Berger was going to find his way into the top 10. And like I said, he shot up the leaderboard on Sunday.
Right.
Chris Kirk was, I think, in 3rd place going into the back 9. And all I needed was top 20. I was like, money in the bank. It's over. That's the one I'm going to win. And then Henley shot up the leaderboard. And I was like, all right, now I'm going to hit 2. But Kirk had a 6-hole stretch where he went 5 over in those 6 holes. And he ended up tying 25th. He was 1 shot out of top 20.
Yeah, you were texting me when that happened. Like he just went bogey, par, bogey, bogey, double. I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, rough patch for him.
Yeah.
But still ended up positive on the week. So can't really complain about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're killing it. 4 for 4 is awesome. My NASCAR game is slipping a little bit. I'm still positive on that, but I gotta flip the switch on that one.
All right. That brings us to this week. I think I texted you earlier and was talking to Emily earlier saying I'm probably not going to make picks this week because it's such an odd tournament. It's a match play tournament. It's not a normal tournament. You know, all of my research, everything I do is tailored to just normal golf tournaments. Kind of my formula to make my picks.
Right.
And then I ended up making more picks for this tournament than any other tournament. So
is this the bracket that you posted on Twitter?
Yes.
Is that actually how it is?
Yes.
Okay. And so what is it? I mean, I'm sure you're going to explain the format, so I'll just let you.
So basically you start in your groups and the top 2 in each group advance. And then it's match play all the way down to the last man standing from there in your bracket. So you just play head to head. It's at Austin Country Club. It's a par 71, 7,100 yards. So not a particularly long course. John Rahm, this surprised me. John Rahm is the favorite at plus 1,200. DeChambeau's plus 15, DJ plus 15, Justin Thomas plus 15, and Rory plus 25. That's your top 5 right there. Some of the things I'm looking for. So I'm not just going to pick winners. I usually do winner, top 5, top 10, top 20. But in this tournament, it's like to reach the quarterfinals, to reach the semifinals, stuff like that. So I have kind of a black horse, if you will.
Okay.
To reach the quarterfinal, plus 800 is a big payout. Just to reach that point. And that is Kevin Kistner. He has been meh. He's kind of hovered around that 30 to 40th place range this year in tournaments. He did have a 24th place finish, but the last 2 match play tournaments, he won this event last year, and the year before that, he came in second. All time, he is 14-5 in match play at this golf course. He just, for some reason, this guy just loves the one-on-one match play. So I don't think it's a stretch by any means to say he's going to get to the quarterfinals. So that's a nice payday if he does that. To reach the semifinals, another plus 800. I have some big payouts here this week. Jordan Spieth, it's his home course. It's where he's from. He's familiar with the course. He's only 7-4, match play in this tournament, but a lot of that has been the last couple of years where he's really struggled, and he's kind of figured things out.
Did you see what he said the other day?
No.
Or at least the news that came out. Apparently he had a bone fragment or something in his wrist the past couple of years when he's been playing so terribly. And now it's fixed, and that's why he's back. So if that's true and not just like one of those stupid excuses, then he's probably all the way back.
Right. And I mean, he's got 3 top 5s in his last 6 events. So he hasn't won yet, but he's back to being one of the best players in the world. So home course plus 800 to reach semifinal, another big payout. So I look for him to continue his run. And then I know he's not the favorite, but when DJ wants to be the best player in the world, no one can touch him. It's not even close. Like when he's focused and wants to win, there's nobody even close to him. He hasn't really played a lot this year. I think he's only played 4 tournaments since the start of the year. And it's weird because of like the whole PGA calendar got so screwed up. So like, I'm just counting this calendar year, even though technically,
I know. Yeah. No,
technically
I know
there were tournaments last year that were this year. I'm just counting this calendar year. He's only played in 4 tournaments. He's made all 4 cuts. He's got an 11th. He's got an 8th. So even with not playing that much, he just goes out and still kind of does his thing. He won this tournament in 2017, and he's 11-7 in these match play tournaments here. So, like I said, he's hands down the best player in the world when he wants to be. And I think the competition in a match play brings out the best in you because you're not playing the field. Like you're playing right next to the guy you want to beat. And I think that's good for DJ. I think that'll keep him focused. So he's my winner for plus 1,500. And then for my extra pick this week, I really like Max Homa to win Group 4 at plus 300. I think Morikawa is the favorite in that group, but Max Homa's playing unbelievable golf right now. I'm a big fan of his. So
to win Group 4, does that mean he'll be the last one standing, or is it the
that's so the first day? This actually starts tomorrow. So this starts on Wednesday.
Okay. So I thought you said the top 2 from each group move on.
They do. So the first round, there's 4 people in your group. So I'm picking him to win, be the low score of those 4.
Okay.
So he can still move on. He can not win his group.
Still lose.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm picking him to win Group 4.
Okay. Nice. So I've got, obviously you have to look at the matchups. I love doing the matchups. You have to do them round by round, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So Rory's been struggling a bit lately. I already don't like Rory. I think he just got a new swing coach. So maybe they're still figuring things out there. Ian Poulter is plus 140 against Rory.
You don't like Rory. Ian Poulter is like everyone's least favorite golfer.
Well, if you can't beat him, join him. I don't even think that works here, but I just plus 140 versus Rory is too good. So I'll take that. And then purely off of the insanity of March Madness and how funny of a name Oral Roberts is, I'm going to take Taylor Gooch to beat Webb Simpson. And hang on a second. That's plus 130. Taylor Gooch to beat Webb Simpson round 1. So those are my 2 picks for this. See, this is where I'm going to get in trouble because it's limiting me to round 1 matchups. And normally where I have 2 picks for the whole tournament. Now I have 2 picks for the first day.
Right. Well, good news for you is nobody will miss the cut before the first day is over. So at least your guys will be there.
Yeah, that's true. And I do like DJ to win as well, but that's not an official pick. But yeah, fun weekend, weird weekend.
Yep.
But you got anything else?
Nope. Just looking forward to it. Got golf a day early. We got a nice NASCAR race on dirt in college basketball all weekend. So starting tomorrow, right back at it.
Yep. Oh, all right.
Today's really the only day off. We had college basketball yesterday. So
and a day off is a
right
funny way to put it because this is one of my busiest days of the week. So team no days off. We're grinding out here.
We are grinding.
All right. So that'll wrap it up here for us at the VIG. Ask us some questions on Twitter and we'll answer them for you next week. See you guys.
See ya.